Oh, we're doing it. We are at Thomas Fitzwater Elementary School. This is Word Play Ground. We're going to get weird. We are going to do E.E. Cummings today. One of my favorites. And what's crazy, I try not to read him, right? I love E.E. Cummings so much. But if I read him too much, I'm too influenced by him. Here's our friend. One of the flamingos that we're going to flip today. We've got all kinds of fun things to talk about. We're going to talk about a book called No Thanks. No thanks, E. Cummings. No thanks. We got a sugar bear here with the mom. We got world famous poet Joanne Leva right here.
Hey!
The little baby.
We got flamingos.
We got flamingos.
Yeah.
When I say word, you say play. Word.
Play.
Word.
Play.
When I say ground, you say now. Ground.
Now.
Ground.
Now.
Word.
Play.
Ground.
Now.
Now. We are talking about E.E. Cummings, right?
I love E.E. Cummings.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tell me why. Why do you like E.E. Cummings?
I like his typography. You know,
Right.
like on the page.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's known for. Right?
Yeah.
Crazy typography, weird punctuation, using like the word if as a noun.
Poetry
Right,
101.
right.
It's totally.
Like all wordplay, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Word, play, ground. So, right, he is known for, being avant-garde, experimental, an individual, right? Idiosyncratic.
Yeah.
Like, it's him. You see a poem and you're like, that's an E. Cummings poem.
You're kind of like thinking about like the history, like where he came from.
Okay.
And he introduced it. It was new then. We're all used to it now, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Like, we take him for granted.
Yeah.
We take the things that he, like, the stuff that like came out of the atom that he split.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he split an atom,
Yeah.
and then like we get to benefit from it.
Yeah.
His name is Edward Estlin Cummings. That's
Oh
the
my
E.
God.
He's born October 14th, 1894 in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Obviously he's a genius, right?
Yeah.
We know him as a genius. And
Yeah.
he went to Harvard and did very well there. His first book of poetry came out in 1923. It was called Tulips and Chimneys. In 1923, right? And throughout the 20s and the early part of the 30s, 5 books of poetry, right? Which made him well known, all these things. Plays, artwork, novels. All right, in 1933, he applied for a Guggenheim Fellowship, a big award, and he got accepted. So in 33, he got accepted to write a book of poems. That was it. That's what he wrote in. I want to write a book of poems. Guggenheim's like, here's all your money.
Wow.
So then he wrote this book. In 1934, he started submitting this book. He got 14 rejections.
You're kidding.
Nobody wanted to publish it. He's got 5 books of poetry, plays, novels, artwork. Nobody cared. It's 1934. It's the Depression.
Yeah.
He was selling 1 book a year, 2 books a year. Nobody was buying books, right? So he gets all upset. 14 rejections, which feels good because I get rejected all the time. I got one yesterday.
Hello.
Right? I got a book rejected yesterday.
All
Okay,
of us, right? We can all relate.
Right, exactly. So his mother's name is Rebecca Haswell Cummings. She ponied up $300
You're kidding.
to self-publish this book. It is called No Thanks because he is dedicating it to the 14 publishers that rejected him. And then what he did, the first page in the book is called No Thanks, and he took their names and created a concrete poem out of them. It's right here, out of their names. And if you look at it, it's a funerary urn. So he's basically like telling them, you're dead to me. Here are your ashes. This book's No Thanks. And it's Farrar and Reinhardt, Simon & Schuster, Coward and McCann, Limited Editions, Harcourt Brace, Random House, Equinox Press, Smith & Haas, Viking Press, Knopf, Dutton, Harper's, Scribner's, and Covici, Frierde.
Brilliant.
They all rejected him, and he's like, you're dead to me. This book is called No Thanks.
Love it.
How punk rock. How punk rock is that?
Yeah.
Right?
And you know what? Like, we can all remember when we first were introduced to E.E. Cummings, right? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we all know where we were.
Flipped my flamingos.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you see that somebody's doing something different with the language, slowing you down.
Yes.
You have to like, wait, this letter goes to this letter, which is like 4 words later.
Yeah.
Like he's threading different things. And
I happen to like be really cognizant of like typography and like the way that he introduces it onto the page. Or, you know, at that time it was so
Right.
vanguard, right?
100%.
And I'm just so like thankful that he did that. You know?
You know, it's funny you say that, because when we were talking about who we were going to do next, episode 3, I was like, let's just get E. Cummings out of the way.
Right.
Right? And it was like, that's what I said. I was like, let's just get him out of the way. So disrespectful. I realized that this morning when I was kind of preparing. I'm like, these poems are so good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? Obviously, like, he's one of my main influences. Like I said earlier when I was walking over, like, I can't read him too much because it's too influencing, right?
We're loving him
Yeah.
today.
Right, exactly. All right,
Yeah.
so the first poem, there's no titles. He just numbered them. So this is poem 13 in No Thanks. I'm going to show you. All right, so R-P-O-P-H-E-S-S-A-G-R. R-Pop Hessiger. Who, as we look up now, gath. P-P-E-G-O-R-H-R-A-S-S, all caps. Pegorharas. R-Pop, H-E-S-S-A-G-R. R-Pop Hessiger. Who, as we look up now, gath. Pegoras. Erring. Gathering. He split the word gathering up. Into the leaps. Arriving. Griops. G-R-E-A-P-S-P-H-O-S, and then every other letter is cap, lowercase. To, and then he splits the word rearrangingly with become E. To become rearrangingly. I'm going to start from the top. The poem's not even done yet. R-Pop Hessiger, who, as we look up now, gathering Pegoras, gathering the leaps, arriving, grasshop, to rearrangingly become grasshopper. This poem is out of control. The letters that he's using are hopping over each other. It's form and function. He's got uppercase, lowercase. He's splitting things up. Things are coming down staircases, like, you know, as far as like typography. And he's just looking up at a grasshopper. Who, as we look up now, gathering into the leaps. He's taking the perspective of like an ant watching a grasshopper.
He's also taking leaps on as a poet, right? Yeah.
So,
it's amazing.
Sing it, right?
It's like the metaphor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
so you're seeing it like as a poem and then also as different parts and like revering each different part. It's amazing using like grammar and space and
these weird parentheses to get you to stop.
It's amazing.
Okay, yeah, it's just, grasshopper, right? And I'm like, teach me. So, like, I feel like in this moment, he's like, yeah, you know, sometimes it's hard to understand, but that's okay. Like, that's how life is, too. It's hard to understand. Life is really hard to understand.
You always say that. Like, things are going on outside
all
that
the time.
Are always distracting you. But really, it boils down to, like, what's right in front of your face right now. You know? Yeah.
Joanne Leva! Sugar Bear's crying. It's okay, we got Mom here, everybody.
Yeah.
Number 60. Bells. Beginningly. Come swarm, faces. Arrive. Go, faces alive. Sob bells. Poor things, men, selves, them, ing, hurl. Bang bells. Yawn churches. Suck people real darkly work. To sun crash, streets glittering. A strut, dew colors are move. Oh, and possibly shouted, flowered, flowerish, boom, bells, bells cry. B, L's, B, L's, B, B, L's, bells, bells, some bells! Bells! Amazing. A guy walking down the street, seeing men, women, flowers.
It's
Church
beautiful.
bells are ringing.
It's beautiful.
Church bells are ringing.
So pretty on the page.
Okay, you know, this is perfect.
Okay, you want Mama?
Can you hear the bird? There's a bird back there. 63. Birds. Birds. Here. Inventing air. Using twilight's vastness. B. Look now. Come soul ampersand. And whose voices are whose voices are
I love that last word. Ah.
Or A, right? Whose
like
voices are A.
Yeah, fill in the blank,
Right,
right?
it's just like it's yours. Birds here, inventing air. You sing. Twilight's vastness. B, look now, come soul. And who voices are. Okay, so E. Cummings
Amazing.
is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Totally rocked my world today. Thank you.
Yeah, like there's so many, you know, he's got hundreds of poems, and you know, we just did a few.
Yeah.
Experiment, explode the world, see what happens when you cut up letters.
Play on the page.
Play on the page.
Definitely.
Right. So David Gaines, the 2020 Montgomery County Poet Laureate,
Hey, Dave.
and I were talking yesterday, and we were talking about, like, you can tell when a poet had fun writing the poem.
Yeah.
You know, either by reading it or having them read to you. You can tell when they, like, when there was enthusiasm, when there was life inside the poem. You can tell when there was, like, pain and other things, but you can really tell. And he's one of them where there was just, like, so much joy and, like, I'm going to do something no one's ever done before.
And also, like, along with, like, being rejected all those times,
Right.
right? Like, he
No
still
thanks.
has that joy.
So much punk rock to
I
it.
love it. I
Right.
love it.
Yeah.
We should all have that joy.
We should all have that joy.
Yeah.
We should all have that joy.
Yeah. Joy to you.
Joy to you. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
And remember, at Babalu Tacos, our tacos are the Babalubiest.